Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Phoenix, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. And we're going to be talking about the moon that came into Virgo earlier this morning on this day, the 29th. It will be there for the duration of Saturday and for the first part of Sunday. This moon in Virgo is going to be an interesting one. I know I say that a lot about these moon transits, but this one right here, oh boy. Why? Well, we're getting this first quarter square of the moon to the sun in Gemini. But oh wait, there's more. That's right, the moon is going to actually oppose Mars in Pisces. So we're actually going to be getting a T-square. It's going to make this one feel a little bit different, because here's the thing though, whenever the moon is in Virgo, we are much more hyper reactive to our reality. You know, when the moon is Leo, it's kind of fun, right? You get to kind of party, you get to engage more in your passions and all that sort of stuff. But then when the moon comes into Virgo, things get kind of real. Things get real fast in Virgo, because Virgo is all about, it's all about, Virgos have this need to kind of be perfectionist, but even beyond that, it's about organizing things and almost sort of compartmentalizing things and putting things in their right spots so they may flow better. We forget that even though Virgo is a mutable energy, it is opposite of Pisces. So Pisces definitely can be all very flowy and dreamy. Virgo can be as well. It just wants to have an idea and kind of stick with this idea and this modus operandi to achieve that dream, because your dreams can actually really be a reality. Here's the thing about it: your dreams can actually be a reality. The fact that you are even here, you dreamt yourself into this space in the first place, right? So your dreams are already real. But the difficult thing is that sometimes we got to go through that Virgo-like energy. And here's the thing: Virgo is ruled by Chiron. Now, you're not going to hear this from many people. You're going to hear the traditional ruler of Mercury. Mercury is now in Cancer. So if you want to look at it from that aspect, it's already going to make this moon in Virgo rather emotional, because not only are we dealing with challenging aspects with T-squares and stuff, but Mercury is now in Cancer, and it's going to be going retrograde soon. And Mercury in Cancer is like us trying to communicate our feelings. And also it's like, there's this, Cancer is about the home and everything like that too, and the mother, and everyone's stuck at home, and people are angsty. People are wanting to get out, right? People don't want to just be trapped at home all the time. At least most people, right? But then we gotta look at Chiron though. We gotta look at Chiron too. Chiron's in Aries. So this moon's gonna be king kunksing it. It's gonna make it very awkward. Why? Because we're gonna be very aware of our reality. But then Chiron in Aries is over here chilling, wanting us to unlock our superpowers and to become the heroes and heroines of our story, realizing that we already are that. But then you got this king kunks, the awkward stare from across the room, which is going to be telling us and kind of reminding us of all those awkward and weird things that we did to express who we were, and how people might have looked at us like we're like this. And then they may even try to, here's the other thing about it too, they may try and like perform this sort of psychological, I don't even know what the word is, I'm kind of getting mixed up right now, but it's like this, they may try to perform like this sort of psychological hijacking too, where it's like they may tell you, they try to tell you what your reality is, and then you act in a certain way, but it's not conducive and it's not even in line with your spirit or your soul and who you really are and your authenticity. But you act that way so you can fit in. And then as a result of it, you're not really being who you are. You're not really standing in your true authenticity. And then you wonder, when you get to Libra energy, why the people you're associating with are fake. Not that Libra is inherently fake energy. It's just depending upon the people that you're dealing with in your reality. So that's why you got to check back at your reality. You got to see at your reality. And you got to really ask yourself, are you really going to believe what everyone else is telling you about you? Or are you going to go deep within yourself and express your true authenticity? Even if it's weird. Because Chiron is weird energy. Chiron's a little weird, right? It's a little kind of crazy, weird, whatever. But at the same time, if you can tap into the energy, it, like I said, the glyph is a key. So it's meant to open up doors for you. But not every door that's going to give us the greatest things that we want in life are going to be easy. They're not going to be simple. Sometimes we're going to be fiddling with the keys, trying to get it in there, right? Sometimes we put the wrong key in there. Sometimes sometimes we lose the key and then we got to go make a new one or something like that, right? It'd be like that. That's kind of how this moon in Virgo is going to feel like. It's almost going to feel like we're ready to walk through a door, but we're fiddling with the keys trying to get into the door. There's some positive here though too. I know there's some squares and stuff. It may seem a little challenging because we're kind of the mirror is so big right now. And I don't even say it's not even, I'm not even gonna say it's big. It's more deep than anything. It's a deep mirror that we're looking in right now. It's a deep mirror with the moon in Virgo making that square over to Gemini, which is already a pretty intense energy. But you also, of course, have Venus retrograde here, which is already going to be calling, relationships into question, and how we really see ourselves in relationships and how we really view these mirrors that we call relationships, be them romantic, family members, colleagues, random people on the street, people on fucking line. That's another relationship that we're learning to build. People online. Don't get it twisted. Some of these people that be commenting on people's videos or that you may be having arguments with back and forth, you may never meet these people in the physical, but you have traveled with these people in other places. Don't get it twisted now. Everything's connected. We're working out all these kinds of relationships. And then of course you got Mars over here, the warrior over here in Pisces, wanting to charge forward and do stuff, but try running in water. It's hard to run in water, right? Unless you change your state of being. Then you can swim in water fast. But have you ever tried just running in water? Have you tried like going to the beach and then like the water's up to your knees or a little bit further and you try running and it feels like you're sloshing through? That's kind of where Mars is. Why? Because right after Pisces comes Aries, and that's where Mars wants to be. But Mars has to kind of slow down in Pisces. It can't run as fast. It can't charge forward like the warrior it is. But the good thing about it is that Mars in Pisces, that energy makes for a great spiritual warrior kind of energy. And realizing that we have to kind of just go with the flow, allow things to come, trust that we are connected to a higher, deeper, more authentic, more pure, more natural power, that we all are connected to it. No matter how crazy we all look, no matter how we look on the outside, no matter how Pisces is not concerned with the external. It's concerned about the internal. And even Virgo is not really concerned about the external. These are mutable energies, guys. We are dealing with a lot of mutable energies, right? We have a little bit of Capricorn, a little bit of Aqua. And it's still kind of powerful because Saturn is the only planet that's really in a place that it likes to be right now anyways, besides Neptune. So it still feels like there's still like an aspect of like us needing to get our shit together. But the universe is giving us this grand opportunity to really look at our life and just kind of embrace the reality for what it is, but also realize that we have the ability to change it, because Virgo does in many ways rule reality, but reality is mutable, so it does not have to stay this way. I know I'm going a little bit longer here, but I think it's just because of all the events that are going on, how my day is going. And my day has been I've honestly had a very good day, but there have been some challenges today in the Virgo energy, and it's had me like really sit here. I'm like, wow. There's almost this element of sacrifice that comes up. I think Chiron in many ways does have to represent sacrifice. Why? Well, let's think about the story of Chiron. Chiron's the ruler of Virgo. That's where the moon is. So let's talk about it. Chiron was this centaur that actually sacrificed immortality. If you think about it, if we go really deep into it, I can go really deep into it. But essentially, Chiron sacrificed his immortality, but gained this incredible wisdom. think we have to ask ourselves, whenever the moon goes into this spot, we have to ask ourselves, what are we willing to sacrifice? What are we willing to give up? Because in many ways, whenever the moon comes into Virgo, it's preparing us for whatever is going to be released in Scorpio season. Because we kind of make the decision, if anything, or at least exposed to our reality about what we need to let go of, what we need to sacrifice in order to bring something in when the moon's in Virgo. Then when the moon is in Libra, we learn about our relationship to this thing. And we kind of make it like a final decision. We kind of make like a judgment. And then Scorpio comes, and then that's when it actually happens. This happens more so when the sun goes through these spots. But there's a great knowledge and wisdom that comes through this. Why? Because Virgo is the 11th house of Scorpio. And Scorpio represents transformation. So I know that this moon in Virgo was a little bit more in depth and a little bit longer. But I kind of want to just drive home the point of how powerful this one is. Because of this T-square, because of all these mutable energies, I know the world is changing rapidly, and I know that you can feel it. But I know there's also this weird underlying sense that nothing is ever going to change. And that this is just another little hiccup. And then about a month later, there'll be another one. And then about a month later, there'll be another one. People forget about it, and it'll happen again, and people forget about it. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to really say it, right? It's changing this time. But it's so much bigger, it's so much deeper than how we're perceiving it. Because God has a plan for all of us. That is it for this video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to astrophoenix.com. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and yahoo! Smile often. Change is coming.